How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well, looking after yourselves as always. Mr. Boulder back today with a small collection update video. Some of this stuff I've had in the collection for a while. I think picked some of this up back in April. So showing some tonight. I've got plenty of other stuff I've got in over the last few months, but not going to show all at once. Keep some of it back for future videos. So just the smallest collection update today. Not too much to show. Probably about 6 or 7 records. So I'm not going to be taking up too much of your time. Just going to have a quick sip of drink before getting started. We're going to start off with three very similar releases. You'll see what I mean in a second. So up first is Green Day, and this is Greatest Hits, God's Favourite Band, which is a pretentious title for an album, no doubt about it. Green Day, one of those bands very much like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a case of years ago they used to make great music and now they release absolute shite these days. Don't really care about anything these guys have done post about 2005, but back in the day in the 90s, their stuff was very high energetic, very riffy, and a lot of fun to listen to, not like the sort of dull piss that they release these days. Gatefold here, with loads of pictures of the band. 2 LP set. Great stuff in this lot. Longview. I love Mike Dirnt's bass intro on that track. Welcome to Paradise. That was the first song I ever heard. I remember seeing it on Top of the Pops back in 1994. Basket Case. Very overplayed, but still love it to this day. When I Come Around is a great track. And She. 5 songs on that side A, all from their Dookie album, which is absolutely phenomenal. Side 2, you've got Brain Stew, Hitching a Ride. Good Riddance. Don't care if I ever hear that again. Very much overplayed and not very good. Minority and Warning, An American Idiot. First LP is all good for me. Second LP, some of it I can take or leave, and some of it I really don't care for at all. Holiday kicks off side 3, which is okay. Boulevard of Broken Dreams is okay. Wake Me Up When September Ends. This is when you're starting to get to the more sort of dull stuff. Know Your Enemy and 21 Guns. And then side B on the second LP is a load of stuff I don't really know at all. Bang Bang, Still Breathing, Back in the USA. The second LP, don't really care for as much. There's still some good stuff on it, but for me the first LP is definitely where it's at. The early stuff, no doubt about it. Nice Greatest Hits compilation there from Green Day. Greatest Hits, God's Favourite Band. Shit title, but pretty good release that. Up next, continuing with the pop punk theme, and this is Blink-182 and their Greatest Hits compilation, which came out a long time ago on CD, obviously now reissued on vinyl. When I saw this online, it was on coloured vinyl, but thankfully when this turned up, it's on good old black vinyl, just the way I like it. Again, a gatefold, looks nice. And again, this is a band where the early stuff's the best stuff, which to be honest is the case for a lot of bands. Damn It is a great track. Love the guitar riff from Tom DeLonge on that. Josie, really up-tempo punk song. They were definitely more punk when Scott Rain was on the drums before Travis Barker joined, no doubt about it. What's My Age Again? I remember that being everywhere back in about 1998. All the Small Things, fantastic stuff. Actually, What's My Age Again is one of my favourite songs. I love the melody and the guitar riff that Tom DeLonge plays. Just a catchy chorus, great track. All the Small Things, yeah, I love that as well. Adam's song, Man Overboard, The Rock Show. That was a good track, I remember. First Date was another good one that I really enjoyed back in the day. Stay Together for the Kids. And you get stuff like Feeling This, which is when they went on much more kind of serious sort of vibe. Great track. Really loved the drum in that from Travis Barker. I Miss You is a really nice sounding ballad with Mark Hoppus on the lead vocals on that one. Another cover of Another Girl, Another Planet here, and I can't remember who did the original off the top of my head. I Won't Be Home for Christmas, stuff like that. 2 LP set on black vinyl. Absolutely love all of this. This is all good stuff. Unlike Green Day, where I'm not so fussed by the latter stuff. Everything on here that I really enjoy, and something I've been wanting to get for a long time, and it's finally here, thankfully. I got this for my birthday back in March, actually. Superb stuff. Now, these next 2 are actually Record Store Day releases. Now, I didn't go and get these on Record Store Day. One, because I don't really care about Record Store Day. I'm happy to go into the shops after the event and pick up, or try and pick up what I wanted, what's left over in the bins. The second reason being, I actually got married on Record Store Day. And even though I haven't said anything to her, I'm pretty sure if I said to my new wife before we got married, the morning of our wedding, I'm going to go out to the shops and buy records, I'm pretty sure she would have lost her shit. Anyway, the Offspring's greatest hits. So this is what I mean about all these three being similar. All three greatest hits compilations from pop punk bands who were very, very big in the 90s. With all three of these bands, I remember at the time I started going out and buying all their albums. And then back in sort of the 2000s, mid-2000s, it became clear to me that I didn't need everything from them, and I'm just going to get the greatest hits when they eventually come out. And that's what I've done with all three of these bands. Got rid of all the individual albums, and I've just got these greatest hits compilations now. Fantastic stuff. Record Store Day release, obviously. And loads of really good tunes on this. Come Out and Play. I remember that being absolutely huge back in '94 when the Smash album was out. Self-Esteem, another great track. Loved the lyrics in that. Gotta Get Away, great punk tune. All I Want, Gone Away, Pretty Fly for a White Guy was a massive single back in '98. I remember it was a big deal here in the UK. I don't know why he said America then. Why Don't You Get a Job? Not so fussed on that one. It's okay. The Kids Aren't Alright. Original Prankster. Want You Bad. Great tune. Great sounding punk tune. Really, really good. Defy You. Hit That. Great stuff. Absolutely excellent. This one's not a gatefold. We've got a lyric in a sheet. It comes on really nice. Blue vinyl. 1 LP. Gets the job done. No unnecessary getting up after every 3 or 4 songs and changing the record over. So yeah, 3 very similar releases there. Greatest hits compilations from 90s pop punk bands. Excellent stuff. I don't need all the albums, just the best odds do nicely. Thank you very much. And that is superb stuff. And this is the other one that was a Record Store Day release, but I just grabbed this off of eBay after the event. Someone was selling this, and not for a stupidly inflated price. Classic album from a British heavy metal band who definitely went on to do a more commercial thing, no doubt about it. And it's the Record Store Day release of Def Leppard's 1981 second album, High and Dry. Phenomenal stuff. My second favourite Leppard album. This thing is just absolutely dripping with killer hooks, great guitar riffs, excellent vocals. The harmonies are superb, of course. Def Leppard are very much well known for that. Yeah, absolutely love this. This was the only thing that I really wanted. And the Offspring collection, of course, from Record Store Day. There's the picture disc. Looks fantastic. Superb album. Yeah, only this and the Offspring I was bothered about with the Record Store Day releases. The rest of it just couldn't care less about. I was happy just to pick these up when I saw them in shops and on off eBay after the event. You know, when I see these people stand outside shops at Record Store Day at like 6 in the morning queuing up, don't get it myself. But there's that. Def Leppard's High and Dry Picture Disc Edition Record Store Day release from this year. Superb album from these guys, and the last thing they did before they went down the really overly polished production jobs on their album. Superb stuff from Def Leppard there. Some old school sounding heavy metal that was come out in 1993. This is Fight and War of Words. This is the first thing Rob Halford did after his departure from Judas Priest, of course, back in the early 90s. This is a great album. It's really, really good. This, of course, came out when metal was on its arse and grunge and alternative was king. So if you liked old school sound heavy metal, Rob was giving you exactly what you wanted back in 1993. There weren't that much of it about, it's got to be said. This has got Satchel from Steel Panther on the guitar, Scott Travis from Judas Priest, Racer X on the drums. This is great, packed with razor sharp riffing and great vocals, of course, from Rob Halford. Scott Travis's drumming is, of course, superb. The guy knows how to play the drums, no doubt about it. Excellent, really, really high vocals from Rob Halford. This has got Into the Pit on it, which is a great opening song. Superb stuff. Nailed to the gun, great chorus. Immortal Sins, quite a sort of a chilled out sort of number with regards to the first two being really quite up tempo. Great track. Title track's fantastic as well. For All Eternity, Contortion's a great song with a really nice chorus. Vicious, and the last song, Reality, A New Beginning. Excellent stuff. I got a heads up from this from Scott the Rock Scout. He posted this on his Instagram. And I didn't even know it had been reissued actually, so I went straight onto Amazon and bought it straight away. And it wasn't too much money either, it was a good price. Printed in a sleeve. Good old black vinyl with the custom centre rings. Excellent album. My mate had this on a cassette back in the day, and I didn't really listen to it at the time, I have to say. It wasn't until years later I eventually got around to listening to this album. And it's superb stuff. Excellent old school sounding heavy metal from the early to mid 90s. This was a big record, I remember it was everywhere at the time, and rightfully so. A very good release, and Rob definitely hitting the ground running after his departure from Priest. Up next, an album from 1993. Superb stuff. Totally different to what I just showed. This is the Depeche Mode and Songs of Faith and Devotion, like I just said, from 1993. Depeche Mode, from here in England, first come out in about 1980. Very much a pop band when they first started. And as you got towards the latter end of the 80s, they started to go down a more alternative direction, and definitely crossed over to a more alternative crowd as well as it keeping their original fans. Huge album this. This features Andy Fletcher, who of course only recently passed away. Rest in peace, Andy. You've got Martin Gore and Dave Gahan here as well. And I can't remember the name of the other guy who was in the band at the time. But this is a superb album. Really, really good. 1990s Violator was very, very strong, and they followed up with something just as good. Great tracks in this, like I Feel You. I like the guitar riff that starts that song off. Very simple, but great chorus. Walking in My Shoes. Quite a dark sounding song. Great lyrics. Vocals again from Dave Gahan, fantastic. Condemnation is just an absolutely superb song. It's mostly just vocals. You know, the musicianship is, the instruments being played are quite sort of minimal. It's all about the vocals and that. Mercy in You is a great track. Judas, In Your Room, a fantastic song. Although I do actually prefer the remix that came out on the best of CDs they put out in the late 90s. Get Right With Me, One Caress, Higher Love, just fantastic stuff. These guys create really nice atmospheres and moods with the synthesizers that they're using, with the drum beats. There's some guitar in here as well, and it's just a phenomenal album. Absolutely brilliant. Been meaning to catch this one for a long time, and glad I finally got off my arse and grabbed it. A nice reissue. Picked this one up when I was on honeymoon. Fantastic stuff. Depeche Mode, Songs of Faith and Devotion from 1993 is an absolute banger. And finishing off with something heavy. Again, I picked this up when I was on honeymoon. I slept on this when it was originally re-released, and then it sold out quick, and I really regretted it. But when I was out sort of looking around the shops during my honeymoon, spotted it and had to grab it. And this is Brutal Truth, that extreme conditions demand extreme responses. This is their debut from 1992. This is brutal grindcore. Kevin Sharp on the vocals. This also features Dan Lilka from former Anthrax and Nuclear Assault on the bass. Yeah, their debut from 92. Gatefold with loads of liner notes from Kevin Sharp. Just black vinyl, as always, just how I like it. Black vinyl. Nice centre rings. This is out an Earache, of course. I mean, this is full of razor sharp riffs, pounding drums, and Kevin Sharp's vocals are absolutely fantastic. That guy knows how to deliver vocals. This is brutal grindcore. If you want something that absolutely pulverised you from start to finish, then this is definitely where it's at. I was gutted I slept on this when it first came out, but really glad I picked it up when I saw it out and about. Stench of Profit, Ill Neglect, Collateral Damage, Monetary Gain, Blockhead, Unjust Compromise. It's just a brutal album, which really slaps you around the face. Just relentless, absolutely superb stuff. Excellent grindcore. If you want something really, really heavy that delivers the goods, you won't be disappointed with this. A lot of you will know it, of course, already. But if you're into your heavy stuff and for some reason you haven't got this, it's definitely worth checking out. Really brutal grindcore, which does the job just nicely when you want something that really punishes. Right, guys, that's it for today. Cheers for watching, hanging on to the end. Get in the comment section, let me know what you think about these pickups. Have you got any of these? What's your opinion on the bands? I shall be back with you next week. Until then, look after yourselves, take care, and I shall see you soon. Cheers.